It's Freedom Machines, and of course we're talking to Mr. FStewart3. Mr. Stewart, before we end this session for today, I think people might be curious as to how you arrived at the studio today. And I understand that you came by way of a metropolitan system called Access Rides. Let's have you to give us sort of a statement in reference to how that operates and the impact that is having in terms of bringing people who have disabilities into giving them some kind of access.
Well, Access Ride is actually operated by Metro government. It's a division of Metro Transit Authority. And what it is a fleet of lift-equipped vans that you can call 24 hours ahead of time. And they can come and give you door-to-door service. Of course, you see I'm in this huge wheelchair, 300 pounds, but they have these lift-equipped vans that can pick me up and take me from point A to point B. And one other thing is that Mayor Purcell has actually put funding into the Transit Authority to make all of the fixed route buses lift equipped. They bought, I think, 51 new fixed route buses, and by 2005, the whole fleet of fixed route buses will be accessible too. Mayor Purcell has put approximately $20 million into building sidewalks to give one access to the public bus line, and so it's worked out really well.
And so you think that the metropolitan government in Nashville is quite forward in terms of some of the things that they're trying to do?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, Mayor Purcell has basically put his money where his mouth is about making Metro Davidson County accessible, one of the most accessible cities in the country.
But now beyond that, there are some real problems that I think you have already mentioned, dealing with accessibility and funding and whatever. And so we want to make sure that we give you an opportunity to talk about some of those, because after all, you know, you have more information in reference to that than any of us, and so let's have you to do that.
Well, over my 12 years, I've worked with probably 1,200 consumers with all different types of disabilities, and their major comments are about the lack of personal care in the state of Tennessee. There is basically little or no personal care in the state of Tennessee. I think Tennessee should take a cue from so many of the other states around the country where they are offering personal assistance program to allow individuals with disabilities to stay in the home as opposed to nursing homes. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, an individual should be able to live in the least restrictive environment, which that gives a person an option to live in a nursing home or live at home. It's called money follows the person, where your Medicaid money can be used at your discretion to live in the community if you choose, or live in an institution if you choose. Tennessee does not have that policy in place.
Well, now, is that a part of the Medicaid Act, to that personal care item?
Yes, there are waivers through Medicaid that the states can use to be able to enable an individual to live at home and use their Medicaid funds to pay for a personal assistant at home. There are several states across the country that do that, have great programs, and they work well for individuals.
Do you think that these programs would be cost effective to the state?
Oh, sure. They would be very much cost effective because, I mean, you know, like I said, it costs approximately $45,000 a year to live in a nursing home. Even if it costs you $40,000 to live at home, that's a $5,000 savings. But the average is just above half of that. You know, right at $28,000 to $30,000 a year is about what it costs to for an individual with a disability as severe as mine. And I need a lot of personal care, but yet and still, it doesn't cost anywhere near 45,000.
Now, this personal care. Now, how would this be rendered? I mean, how is it generally rendered in other states outside of Tennessee?
Well, other states have several tiers of personal care, where you could have a healthcare provider to provide you with a person, a nurse, or a certified nursing technician to do your personal care. Then other levels are where you hire your own people from the community to do your personal care, and you train them. And then some states actually pay family members to do personal care, and of course you do the training. So there are all different scenarios there that can be used for the benefit of the individual with a disability, and I can't say this enough, for the taxpayer.
Well, now, do you believe that the state is aware of this? I mean, is there enough information in terms of presenting this information to the state?
I think so. We've worked really hard with legislators to get this done, but I hate to say that we've not had a really positive response for a wide range of programs for individuals. And I think it's because of the huge nursing home lobby. The nursing home industry spends tons of money every year to, in my estimation, suppress our efforts to put these programs into practice.
Well, now, the nursing home industry would generally receive its money from Medicaid and Medicare.
That's correct.
And whatever. And so what you're suggesting is that perhaps because they're able to receive this $45,000 example as you used, they would rather keep you in the nursing home for $45,000 than to allow the government to pay $20,000 to keep you at home. Is that what you're suggesting?
True. Well, that's not what I'm suggesting. That's what I'm saying emphatically, is that that's what's going on. It's a nursing home state. The nursing home industry is just that. It's an industry. They're set up to make money, and that's all it is. And so I think that's why they're throwing up barriers to doing that. I think, though, you know, they've used excuses like, you know, if they let too many people out of nursing homes, then, you know, it's going to cause them people to lose jobs, the caregivers and whatnot. But that's not actually true. If a person lives in a nursing home, you've got one nurse taking care of 12 to 14 people maybe. But if you let a person live at home, it's going to create a whole new industry. Because now, instead of having 1 on 12, you've got 1 on 1. So you're going to need more nurses and more nursing technicians. So it's actually going to create jobs for people. You know, and in my estimation, that would be an opportunity for the nursing home industry to go into the home health industry and actually expand.
Broaden what they're doing
they're
now
broaden
instead
what they're
of
doing,
warehousing people essentially.
Thank you.
Is that, yeah, that sounds like
that is exactly
situation
the word
that you're explaining,
yes, sir.
defining, and but it would be cost effective if these individuals could get out of.
It would
and
be.
Do you believe that there are a large number of individuals in these situations who would like to be at home and would like to be out of there?
In the 2 nursing homes that I lived in over the 5.5 years, 95% of everybody that I talked to said that they would have rather been at home, but they didn't have an option. They'd either outlived their children or they didn't have any money to pay for personal care at home.
Okay, I would imagine that we've got about a minute and a half to go here. Mr. Stewart, let's see if we can have you over the last minute or so sort of summarize and give some final comments in terms of what you'd like to see done dealing with this issue.
Well, what I'd like to see is the state to stop creating pilot programs which limit the amount of funds that can be used to put these to do personal care. I'd like to